Hey guys, welcome to the TechSource.tv. Today we're reviewing the BitFenix Raider chassis. Now this is a mid-tower chassis. It's got the awesome soft touch plastic. It can fit lots of hardware, so let's go ahead and review this. Alright guys, so this is the front of the BitFenix Raider. As you can see, we can put 4 DVD drive bays up front, or 5.5-inch drives, whatever you prefer, so even water cooling stuff. Lots of ventilation. The whole front and top of the case is ventilated. As you can see, this has got the nice soft touch plastic BitFenix logo here. On the side we have nothing, which is kind of unfortunate. I'd like to see maybe a window or a fan of some sort for a video card ventilation or even cooling the chipset, which is nice. And that, nowadays with fast hardware and hot running hardware, you're going to need it, especially with video cards that have cool what's inside the case, and there's a lot of them, those aftermarket coolers. Now let's move on to the back of the case. We have the little handle here to pull up the top so you can install your top fans, so it comes off very easily, which is great. Also, we have our 2 water cooling tubes for the tubes pass through the holes. We have this other little hole here, I'd say for maybe for some wiring or something like that. Also, we have our 120mm fan that comes pre-installed. If you like 80mm fans and you're stuck in the 90s and early 2000s, you can put an 80 on the back. If you have an aisle shield plate, unlike me, I've lost mine, and plus I don't like aisle shield plates because they restrict airflow. But you can install one here as well. You have 7 expansion slots, and all 7 are ventilated, plus our power supply goes on the bottom, and it has thumb screws on both sides to install your side panels. Alright, so this is the inside of the case. Now, I was holding off for that for a little bit, but there's some really cool features in here. We got toolless drive bays, we got toolless hard drive bays, we got thumb screws, which is pretty standard for your expansion slots. Also, we have removable hard drive bays. So this case initially supported 6 hard drives. Now, I had to take out the top 3 because of our long video card. Now, this case does support quite long video cards, but when you install something like a GTX 480, unfortunately it's on that borderline where I can't install the extra 3 hard drives, so you can only install 3. Now, uninstalling hard drives is really easy. You just slide them out, and you just bend it, hop your hard drive in. Now, if you have a 2.5-inch drive or an SSD, you just put the 4 screws in there, slide in, and it's good to go. Now, we have an SSD and a data drive installed in this case, which is pretty awesome. Another cool feature about this case, as I said, is it does include the rear 120mm fan. It does include 2 intake fans as well, so they're both 120mm, and they're all BitFenix Spectre fans. They're not these cheap OEM fans. BitFenix fans are actually really good, guys. Honestly, I can tell you that. Dave uses a lot of them, and they're actually really good for his personal system. You can install your power supply here on the bottom, as we already mentioned, full-size ATX board or an MATX board. We have rubber grommets all the way around. Now, they are a little small. I would like if they were a little bit bigger, but they work quite well. You just got to be... I found they worked quite well, actually. Even for the bottom, running all our power connections through the bottom, plus an extra couple, the front panel, all that goes through here. Worked really good. One really cool feature about the front USB 3s, unlike any other case I've ever seen, is that when you do take out your USB 3s here, check this out. So we have the 2 USB 3 headers, but then on top of that, we have 2 USB 2.0 headers. So if your case does not have USB 3.0 internal header, you can convert them back down to 2.0. That is the coolest thing ever, and every case should do this. This gives this case huge bragging points and awesome points in our books. We love this. I honestly love this feature. It's one of the best things. No other case has done it. So, and it just makes it awesome because this motherboard only supports, only has 1 internal USB 3 header, and then I can take the other header and convert it into a 2.0 header. So that's awesome. And really that's about it on the inside. So it's super easy to work in. It was pretty easy to lay out stuff. There's lots of room behind the motherboard tray. I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Alright, so on the back of the case, let's take a quick look and measure the room. So we're going to measure it in centimeters, because we're Canadian, we use centimeters. We got an awesome 1.5 centimeters of room. If you're American, you got 3/4 of an inch, just under an inch actually, so 3/4 there of room, which is great. So lots of room back here. As you can see, everything zip ties down good. One thing that BitFenix did really good on the back of this case, tons of cable tie downs. Look, they're everywhere where you would put cables. Big CPU cutout, which is great, so work with tons of different motherboards. Also, Really cool note, if you do like 200mm fans, you can not only put one in the top of the case, you can actually get rid of the 120s and put one in the front of the case, which is cool. I just noticed that actually. So here's where all our wires go with our hard drives, which is pretty sweet. And it all just goes in pretty good. It's nice. There's a little hole here to run some more cables. Another hole here we can run more cables through. Hole up here to run cables. So they got holes everywhere to run cables, and it's really well thought out back here, so it's great. And it closes up really easily. So check this out. Boom. All those wires gone. Didn't even have to push on it or anything. No bulge. It's perfect. Lots of room. Alright guys, so the BitFenix Raider. Our thoughts, our final conclusions on it. Well, initial impressions were good on this case. I really liked it. The best feature about it was when this case first came out, we did the news story about it a while ago, and the 4 USB 3 floored me. That's awesome. And what even more floored me, so when I first got the case, I was like, oh wait, and I was like thinking, I'm like, oh my god, 4 USB 3? And like, no case is going to support that. Even, say, a motherboard, motherboard supports that. And then then they did that awesome feature, so you can step it back down to USB 2.0. So if you have no internal USB 3 headers on your motherboard, like my main motherboard, my X58, it works great for that, so that's awesome. So I really like that. Another great features are the wiring on it. Tons of room behind the motherboard tray. As you saw, I can slide the back on perfectly. Tons of areas to cable it down. Overall, it's just a solid, honest, good case. It comes in a very good. It comes at a good price. Now the thing is, the price this case does come at, it's around $79, so $80. It's a very, very competitive market. So there's a lot of other cases out there at the same price point as this. It does make good use of dust filters. It does hit all the key points that this price range hits. The only thing is there is bigger cases out there in this price range, but it all depends up to you and what you're looking for. This case is a little bit smaller of a mid-tower. It's a little more compact, so if you don't have a lot of room, this would be an excellent case for you. You can fit big hardware, as you can see, but when you do put a big video card, you can't use 6 hard drives, unfortunately, but that's one of the prices you pay with big video cards. You do have to sacrifice in some way. But overall, it's an excellent case with SSD support, good cable management, excellent airflow, includes excellent fans. There's 3 of them, so you don't have to go out and buy fans for this case because it does already have them. One feature thing I'd like maybe BitFenix to come out with this case, maybe a windowed side or a ventilated side or something like that. That'd be nice. It definitely adds to the look of this case since it's already a very high flow airflow case. It's kind of oriented. It'd be nice if it had a side window. But besides that, it's an excellent case. If you're looking for a good, solid, honest case that's built quite well. It's got awesome soft touch plastics, which really separates it from anything in the market. It's an excellent case for that. So anyways, guys, we're going to give this case our recommended seal of approval. If you are looking for a mid-tower case, definitely look at this one. Don't pass it over. It's definitely one to consider. So we'll see you guys next time on TechSource.tv. Please remember to check out our other videos and other BitFenix reviews.